Welcome everybody to the RGN Pro Series. We're in our European region, and this is the first match of our bracket play. We got a best of 3 LGB versus, we're going to go with Leet or Numbers, X Property, whatever you want to refer to them as.
You're probably going to hear all three.
Exactly. We're going to vary it up here as we are live on Cash. We got pistol round underway. Leet starting on the T side. And we can see Devil Walks on the field. We've got interesting rosters, but we're going to get into pistol here and see how LGB currently going for an aggressive A play, but we can see that bit of a build order loss as they've only got one player over at this B bomb site.
Yeah, that might be all they need, though. Z's, what a way to
wow.
start the match. That's 2 for him. He's going to give his team a lot of time to rotate over, but Schneider lurking at the white truck and spawn catches 2 players trying to flank both Zentries as well as Jacob. Now down to a 1-on-3, 1-on-2, Rubino. This would be a big clutch for LGB. Oh, he's taking heads off right now. Just popped a beat inside the site. 58 HP, but I think Rubino is going to be looking for that head. Takes the fight. That's the triple and the clutch for Rubino. What a way to start the match for LGB.
Did you see that? The crouch after on the dead. Oh, wow, Rubino.
Was it disrespect?
Ooh, the attitude on this man. Starting things off with a bang, picks up pistol round, and of course has to do a little deed before starting that defuse. And
Oh,
I'm sure it's
is that
some
what it
good
is,
fun,
Chad?
but whatever you want to paint it as. Nonetheless, it is going to be a nice pistol round victory. And quite honestly, I was a little worried for them having that only one player at CT spawn. Luckily, he got 2, and then I thought, again, once Schneider found those flank frags, again, I thought it was going to be Leet to pick that up, but Rubino, like you said, finding heads, and big pistol round pickup. Now in the second round, we could see 2 M4A1Ss, so bringing out the big rifles early, and we can see that Leet, on the other hand, only one player with armor, the rest just going with the standard upgraded pistols.
Yeah, so they're going to try to work with what they got into the A-bomb site. Bomb plant would be primary objective, but really struggling to do it. Only Twist, single player to get a kill for the X property side. Got a flank coming in through Pauly, and I'm surprised that LGB allowed them to get the bomb down. Now Twisted takes the forward position inside of the A main. You know, the passivity of LGB here may have hurt them.
Oh man, yeah, Devil Walk finds another one, and it's going to be a 1-on-2. Twist still alive, and he's got Rubino super low. He comes around the corner and gets both of them. What a play. Twist with the 4K. Apparently, he was the only one that needed to get armor there. Has all 4 frags on his score sheet, and 1-to-1 is our scoreline. The T's, wow, not even having to invest too much in the round, and they're able to get a victory there.
Yeah, you see Twist's economy is just booming right now. And LGB, it was a 4-on-2 there. And they decided we're going to allow them to get the bomb down to have a well-coordinated retake. Problem being, once their flanker went down, then suddenly the positions almost favor the T's. Not the weaponry, but position-wise. And Numbers were able to finish it off. So crazy clutches coming in from both sides here to start us off. And just going into some of the more storylines of this match, we have 2 players in for, instead of PRB and Mystic, it is now Zentries as well as Zeeves. And for X Property, we all know who Devil Walk is. So, interesting stuff, and I think that's why we saw the odds the way they were. A little closer than 70-30 in my eyes, but we are on another 4-spy round here. And LGB, and they've lost a single player, and it looks like they're just going to everybody save their weapons inside of B. We talked about this decision yesterday, Chad. It's instead of rushing into a 4 versus 5 scenario where you may win, why not just give yourself a much better chance next round and everybody saves?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a good call here. In the next round, you have the opportunity to hopefully catch them off guard, and you're not really reinvesting, as well as you're not building their economy up as far. That being said, we got rifles across the board for the T side. No SMGs. So it's not as bad as them getting all those SMG frags, obviously, and get a lot of money in their economy early, but we are going to see a couple frags come out, and looks like the T's not going to let CT players save these weapons. Oh, I'm surprised that he actually went for the peak there. I think he was safe, but didn't feel that way. Devilwalk will end up finding the frag in the end, and they don't save a single one of those upgraded pistols. So coming into this one, I imagine we're just going to see default pistols across the board. They invested a good chunk of that last round. They want to make sure that they can still get rifles out when their buy round actually comes out, obviously. So going for a mid stack. We'll see how this plays out. Polly's the only one to actually get aggressive, pushed up with it. Got 2 from Sandbags, 1 from Whitebox, and it's a bit of an interesting play considering you are going to be at a disadvantage, being that the rifle's just better at long range. We could see Schneider taking advantage of that, but Polly,
wow.
All 3 of the CTs actually getting frags here, so 3-on-2, they got the advantage, but Poff will be able to take it back 2-on-2 as I think he knows both of them could be at this sandbag area.
Yeah, maybe he has intel on at least one of them. Problem for LGB there, they had a good flurry of frags, but then they couldn't collect any weapons. His numbers just posted up at mid. They could have played that a little better if your numbers a little too chaotic for my taste. They boosted the one player up, didn't really have anybody else peeking with them, and then he dropped off of the boost and was swiftly dealt with. Big round underway here. LGB would like to stop the streak of 3 rounds so far for the numbers. And do numbers go for anything quickly, or do they just try to feel LGB out with more of a default, which looks to be the case. LGB, first gun round aggression into the B main area, thinking about boosting into the vents perhaps, but the rest of numbers, aside from their B players, are kind of prodding their way into A. Not committing, but still trying to take in slightly. Now with this Devilwalk at forklift, they're going to decide to fall back. Interesting. I thought this position of Devilwalk was going to give them the confidence to take in towards A, but instead, they're going to just post him up at forklift.
Yeah, and this is really cool if he finds anything for himself. Takes down Polly in the bomb site, and that's going to rotate some players over, even if they don't see more than that. Rubino, though, does take down Schneider in mid, and eventually they deal with Devilwalk in good time, as they haven't pulled too many players off of B. They still have Rubino over there. Rubino looks to be rotating now, but more or less to help out mid. But they are going to drop into checkers. Are the T's. Zendy not quite with them yet, as he's going to group up from B main. Zviz from inside of the bomb site does have help from Rubino up in heaven. They've got a decent crossfire. Zviz lets one go and finds 2 for himself. Zendy now left in a lone man situation, and Rubino able to deal with him from above. So LGB come back, and they do win their rifle round. Wanted to stop the success from numbers, and they did so pretty darn well there, keeping 4 players alive. One thing that really sucks is if you win a round that's so critical like that, but you only have 1 player making it through. It's a tight 1v1, and then you have to rebuy completely. So this CT's a little bit of money starts gathering their economy. It's a much better scenario than, again, the one I was painting with the one-on-one. Keeping 4 alive is good stuff.
It'll allow them to force buy if they want to, if they drop this one. And here comes a change of pace from X Property. Going to go for the silent flash through the smoke. Try to bust their way in. Oh, off with the head of Pauly. Now just leaving only these entries inside the site. Twist coming alive. 2 big frags into the A site. This is going to give a big amount of time for the numbers to set up. And LGB, do you even go for this 3 versus 5? There's tons of smoke still up. Numbers didn't even expend that many of their nades coming into the bomb site. Devilwalk, there he is. With 2 frags, and let's check how he's doing. Oh, top of the scoreboard, not frag-wise, but it's always good to see an old legend coming out to play like that. And yeah, I'm wondering for X Property, is he taking it, or like putting it as much time as he would have on Fnatic? I have no idea, but it's still just great to see the guy play.
Yeah, no, exciting to see him back on the field, and it's going to be Zendy to find the last frag for rounds now, 2 numbers, and that was a round again. It was important that they had 4 players left alive, because now they're not all in like 1,500 territory in terms of economy. And actually, like you were saying, they can get that force buy, and they decide to go for it, keep the pressure on. And I guess I agree with this. The T-setted money is not really that low. It is. Yeah. It's fairly low, but they should still be able to squeak out a force of their own if they want to. So big risk here, but they are going to take down Schneider and Twist immediately in mid.
Oh my God, Zendy. Rubino could have shanked him at any point in that. I don't even think Zendy realized he was there for a little while. And this is the second time now that Numbers has got into some trouble. On their anti-ecos, I presume they thought LGB was going to be saving there. but it's the second time they've gotten in trouble with going for mid takes on anti-ecos. LGB's been stacking it, and they've had the right reads, but in the end, just can't finish off the round in numbers. Taking another one, 5-2. And yeah, the force buy decision there, usually you force buy when your opponent's economy is at a low point, to the point where if you win, now they have to save. That wasn't the case that round.
No, it wasn't. And we can see that it does bite them in the behind us. They got no money to play with in this round. They got 2,000 across the board on this CT side, and that's it's not a fun situation. As they might even be, I'm trying to think with loss bonus and such. We'll see how much they have after this round, but hold that thought as numbers going with quick mid-smoke. They do the wall of smokes here, and actually with their own Molotov. That's an interesting one, just making sure if anybody was playing close to mid-warehouse, and they actually avoid mid completely, decide to go right into B. Take down to Viz, and the other defender in the B bomb site. Sentries to rotate in from heaven, but they're peeking one by one, and they're all getting dropped one by one. Now Polly, last one on the scene, and he's going to be rotating through T-spawn with only USPS in hand. I don't know how much he's going to be able to get done. Hopefully for himself, he can pick up one kill and hopefully save a rifle. That's kind of best case scenario here.
I've like rarely seen this box used. I wonder if they've forgotten about it. No, it doesn't
It is,
look like
yeah.
anybody's going to exit there. But yeah, you never see players stack there.
It's true. It's actually a pretty darn good hiding spot. If they're planted at A, maybe not. If they check through CT or through T spawn from A, you're probably getting a blind. Devil Walk literally goes right to that box. They all go directly. We're just like, wow, what a crazy cool location, and they all like
who put
tunnel
that
vision
box there?
directly to it. Oh man.
So numbers now have another gun round to win. If they can keep this pressure on LGB, if they don't win this one, now numbers already has all the rounds they need to have a confident CT side. A lot on the line here, and for the numbers again, that economy, something to say about it. Is LGB going to take some work, a lot of it, to put them back in the save territory, going for some aggression here. LGB really like to get aggressive on these gun rounds that they can't afford to lose, and they're getting 2 frags, make it 3 inside of the A main. Looking to trade. Oh, Jacob decides wants to blast his teammate a little bit. No harm done, really. Minor damage as only one player up, and that's Devil Walk. Limited HP, and not going to find anybody else. So LGB win an important one and survive with 4 players. Now, numbers blessed with another opportunity here. They could smash this economy once more.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rifles across the board, and interesting. We haven't seen an op on the field. And considering the T side economy does have, they still have 6,200 on POF there, so they still have the money for it, but deciding against it as scoreline 6-3. And this is where the CTs, they've yet to string together 2 rounds. Every round they've gotten has been followed up by numbers finding success on their own end. So they need to make sure that that doesn't happen again here. Otherwise, obviously, numbers, they're going to finish this half with a convincing scoreline, to say the least.
Yeah, it's just a nightmare scenario for the CTs to not be able to string the rounds together, and that's exactly what you want on the T side. It's okay to drop a few rounds, especially if you're winning, the one thereafter while still having a good economy.
Yeah, you just demolish the economy on their end, and numbers where they decide to go with things. They're going to send a Molotov out a squeaky door, hope that someone runs out from forklift, but not going to be the case as Rubino, he hears quite a bit of shenanigans going on the other side of mid. He's right underneath the boost here, and looks like they are going to boost right above him. Twist as an opportunity as he drops. Wow, just parkours across as Rubino just stays hidden, and now he might be able to blindside Twist. No, too quick to the situation. Gets the refrags of his, though. Takes him down thereafter, and it's only Devil Walk as Schneider goes down to sentries. So looks like LGB will find that round that they so sought after, the follow-up win. As with 15 seconds left, Devil Walk he's going to try and do some economic damage. Again, he wants to try and strip away any weapons he can, but it's not going to be so. LGB, they get through that with 4 players left alive, moving their scoreline up to 4-6. And obviously, for their sake, they want to continue getting these rounds in a row now that they've finally gotten 2 in a row on the board.
So, still another buy on the board for numbers, taking a lot of rounds to bust that economy. LGB, they can keep it going. They can still salvage a good half out of what was a bad start for them. Now, numbers looking to head towards B, perhaps. Maybe a mid split. Again, mid's got them in trouble a couple of times here. Now grouping up, perhaps everybody going mid. Still thinking about it. I don't know what Schneider's doing here. Just checking out this wall. It's an okay wall, I guess. But now splitting in towards B here. Oh, Rubino from connector onto Zendi. Catches the tail end of the Vents take. Another one falls. So already this B take dwindled down to just 3 members. What a nade, though. Really wounding the members of LGB inside of the bomb site. They got to get these trades going immediately here. LGB is on their way. And now just Snyder. And 1-on-3. Oh, through the smoke. But there's going to be death from above in just a moment. Can't survive the spray down. And Rubino going to finish it off for LGB. Now moving on to their 5th round.
Yeah, good stuff there, as they basically just stuffed that mid play completely. And like you had stated, by the time they actually showed up towards B, the numbers had been dwindled to a point where even though those really, really nice nades from the T side took down the CTs pretty low inside of the site, they had enough numbers, if you will, to deal with the opponents. But I like it, right? I didn't think I'd be able to use that one, but comes into play, and now T side going for an eco. We got 2 deagles, and not a big fan of this, but Twish, Shiner, definitely capable deagler, so we'll see how that plays out. But they're going to go for 4-man squeaky play. Devil Walk with 2 flashes, going to provide a little bit of utility, and Sentries actually does get fully widescreened here, and he's going to find some frags. So Rubino with 2 as well, and eventually Twist does take down Sentries, and Devil Walk, if they allow him to get the bomb down here, would be successful, but not quite. As now we get scoreline tied up 6-6. As LGB, they looked a little bit weak in the beginning, but now they're definitely up to the task and putting it back in their favor.
You highlighted earlier that you're curious to why no AWPs have came on the board despite numbers economy, and now that they're losing rounds to LGB, who seem to have figured it out, I'm surprised they haven't put an op on the board this entire game. This round they still had money to do it, but Sentries is going to be the one to whip out the first AWP of the match. Perhaps we'll catch one of these A players off guard. He's looking at main, but both of these A players are inside a squeaky here. Early frag as Pop goes down into B bomb site. And numbers here is really spread out, looking for LGB to engage them. Unfortunately, they lost the first duel, so now once again, before they initiate their take, they're already down a player. Now heading back over towards B, going for a mid boost, looking for an opening at mid. What's the eventual plan? It looks like it's going to be another B split. If my mind serves me right here, I'm still a little confused what numbers actually wants to do. And now just crossing mid this time. Oh man, took way too long. Jacob and Pauly decide it's time to peek. Frag a piece for them, and now just 2 players remain for numbers, and that's been the case for them in the past couple of rounds. Is LGB has been doing a really good job of just dwindling those numbers down as numbers are trying to set up.
Yeah, exactly. As the first frag in this round came from Zaviz over in B main, as he peeked into his own smoke, and it was Poff that was trying to hide in. There was a little gap in it, so he decided to just sit inside of it, but it was the CTs to get the better end of that trade. No one else was around, so there's no kind of refrag potential there, so he goes down, and then, yeah, 4-on-5, where you're going to go with things. Look like you were suggesting they were going for some sort of B split, but it will be LGB to pick up the round. Sentry still with that op in hand. Heading over towards truck. They're actually going to send 2 players, looks to get aggressive into A main. And that's actually where LGB had a pretty good read on things on the last round. Rubino had checked A main right before that B play was kind of underway. Lots of info on where the T's were currently residing, or not residing even, as Devilwalk actually picks up Rubino. They jump around the corner, though, through the smoke, and Pauly picks up 3, 4, and get the 5th as well.
Oh,
the
man.
ace from Pauly. He holds on to that A-bomb site all by his lonesome. Rubino was there to help, but
no,
Pauly,
right
in
after
the
his
end,
teammate
puts
went
up the
down,
brick wall.
Pauly just went crazy.
Yeah, they thought that they had got one of the... They had the entry frag, and there's probably going to be another player in sight, but he's probably a little bit further back. That was their pushed-up player.
Yeah.
Little did they know, Pauly just lurking and waiting.
Really sick stuff from Pauly there to be able to hang on to that against the odds of 5 men going for trades on you. That's really hard to do. Really good spray control and awesome stuff from Pauly, keeping the streak going for LGB now. Numbers with one last chance here to put one on the board. And not the best of weaponry. Pauly continues his dominance over at the A-bomb site, this time onto Schneider, as well as Jacob onto Twist. So this is the story of Numbers T side in the previous, or the latter half of the map, I should say, or latter half of the half. There we go. That's what I was looking for. But their numbers have just been getting dwindled by LGB, and whenever Numbers decide they want to take in, and there's already been significant damage done, but I'll save that thought as we're down to a 1-on-3. And Zendy, instead of going for the bomb, which you'd normally do in this scenario, it is the last round monetary situation. Doesn't carry into the next half, so he goes for the round instead of the bomb plant and doesn't find any success. So LGB scrummaging up a really good half despite being down 6-3 early.
Yeah, big scoreline for them to come back and finish the half with. And I do want to let you guys know, one of our partners here, Alpha Draft, we don't have this match currently on there, but we should have some RGN stuff up on that website fairly soon. If you guys aren't familiar, Alpha Draft being an esports fantasy site, if you're interested in trying to earn some money off of knowledge of just players and game play in general, and you're studying and that kind of stuff, definitely check out Alpha Draft, as you can draft up your own teams. Again, if you got good ideas on which players are going to do well and such, you'll do quite well over it at Alpha Draft. So check that out. But we're live into this second half pistol round. LGB now on the T side. I was trying to
do some league betting. Man, I'm going to stick with Counter-Strike.
Yeah, fair enough. That would be out of my territory as well. But look at this. We got Rubino, Tech9 in hand. We got 3 smokes. And I'm interested to see how this plays out. Sentries and Jacob here. Very interesting stack, trying to take advantage of someone that pushes up in B main. It doesn't work out. I like the idea, though. The surprise totem pole around the corner in B main.
That's really interesting that LGB would go for that. I mean, it must be very heavy into the meta right now for LGB to, allow that player to push up that far when you can usually have players just posted up, in the back of your spawn or somewhere close going for trades on them. But instead, going for that stack, it's either a hard read or LGB really favor it, I guess. But now they're going to come in towards the A-bomb site here. One player close. It's going to be Devilwalk. Oh, tries to get a tricky little smoke off. Instead, gets overran. And Zendy onto Rubino here. So getting the bomb down now is LGB. 4-on-4, trying to utilize the range of these USPs and P2000 here. And LGB has allowed them to get really close before they've even gotten the bomb down. Trades galore inside the site. Oh, Pauly executes his teammate. And now hopping on the bomb here. Long defuse, though. 10 seconds. Can he defend his teammate? Oh, Pauly, can he do it again? Can't get around the corner. And it is going to be Numbers who take another pistol round. But in the last half, LGB just force bide right back and won.
I think it was the other way, because we got 2 CT-sided pistol rounds now. Remember, Rubino went nuts and ended up getting that defuse in, and then it was the next round that, so close. Different situation, very, very close, though, as we got Numbers now picking up their CT pistol, but it was LGB that came back. Numbers that came now I'm completely confused now. Numbers came back.
You usually do this to me, Chad.
Numbers came back and they got the next round. And interesting, it's very similar in that Twist, I believe it was a 4K in the round that they swung it back in, and they only had one player with upgrade pistol and armor. So Jacob, he's the man on the mission here. They got upgraded pistols, but he's the only one with armor on his back.
Now let's see if he can do what Twist did. So far off to a good start, but Twist from the site gets 2. 2 for 2 trades. Schneider is already on the scene. Oh, gets Jacob, but the bomb did go down here. Wait a minute. Sentries gets one, but Devilwalk does return, so all on Pauly. Really low is Numbers, though. Pauly looking to take the fight on the Heaven player first. Schneider, instant headshot. Peeks around the corner. And we're not going to see what we did last half, I guess.
No, we're not. We will see the CT side able to get their second round after the pistol. That's good for LGB in that, again, they didn't invest too much. They had one player with some armor, but the rest of them just upgraded pistols, and they get 3 frags and a bomb plant. Can't really go wrong with that, so they'll be fairly happy about that. And forcing up in this round. Again, that's
Whenever you
what,
say an X amount of frags in a bomb plant, it just makes me think of some sort of breakfast meal or
oh,
something.
exactly, yeah. I wake up every morning, get 3 frags and 2 assists and 1 bomb defuse, and that's a good die right there. But heading over towards this A bomb site is LGB. They're gonna send the bomb. And another player, actually, they just nade stack. Interesting, because they're hoping to get an aggressive CT that was pushed up against A main, but it's not the case, and they fall off to line up their smokes. And this is, oh no, I think one of them just accidentally threw it against the wall. Now I don't think anybody can line up their smokes because Rubino's standing in a smoke. How do you line up? Hopefully he had it lined up previous to when that bloomed. I think that was the case. Now they head in, but Devilwalk has moved in aggressively into A main. He finds out quickly they're heading this direction, but he gets very little other than that information, and they actually decide to fall off as Hoff goes down in mid. Twist will be able to fire back and actually finds 2 for himself. But interesting round here as they're trying to deke back and forth as LGB, but it's not really working out. They do have a man behind enemy lines, though, and now actually he's the only man left on the field is Zaviz.
This is big for him, but somehow Zendy is worried about it. Somehow he has the read. I don't know how the numbers knew that Zeeves was coming on through there. Both of them. I'm not sure if he made a step or something, but both of them looked in that, trying to encroach on it together, guaranteeing a trade. And good stuff from the numbers. And LGB there, they got the frag onto Devilwalk. And, you have 2 options in that situation. Do you instantly take into the A site after getting 1 kill, realizing that there's probably only 1 player in there? Or do you quickly juke back to mid and try to catch the rotators from middle? Unfortunately, it was them who got caught by the rotators. And now we see LGB heading into B on their a bit of a force buy, not too heavy. They do trade 1 for 2. Still in the bomb site is Twist. And he's just going to keep racking up that scoreboard. Just entries here. Going to be short-lived in numbers. First team to reach double digits.
Yeah, they make it a 10. And Twist getting a triple kill in that round. Nice work from him. And now we actually see an op come out once again from actually both sides. We got Schneider and Polly picking up AWPs. So a little bit different than the last half, being that Sentry's the only one really to pick it up on that CT side. But now we will have a bit of an op duel. I'm interested to see if they actually go one-on-one or what the idea is here. Schneider's going to be watching into that mid boost. But it's Polly that's actually checking into A main as he's got Sentries working up very slowly and actually shifting in a way that I'm interested to see what Sentries is actually doing. I imagine he's lining something up as he's just staring into the wall. Rubino going to help him out at Squeaky, but I'm still not certain what's going on. There's got to be a plan of action here as Sentry's just hiding and Polly lurking up with that AWP.
Yeah, not too sure. Perhaps setting up some sort of pop flash. Perhaps he just doesn't want to get blind if they pop flash in, and then he can instantly help his teammate.
Yeah, that could definitely be it.
That's probably the case. That's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me right now. And LGB looks like they want to eventually work towards A here, as Polly does recover the bomb. Heads back up to A main. Still with a lot of options here as LGB and numbers have a bit of an A stack going on. They have 1 at mid, 1 connector, and 2 inside of the site. So if LGB don't get their smokes right here, this may be ill-fated. We're going to see in just a moment. As numbers now thinking about heading back towards B, so they give up their stack just as LGB is making their way in. Devilwalk starts us off onto Jacob. LGB disadvantage for the time being, taking their way in. Numbers holding off Twist and Devilwalk, combining to ruin the LGB squad. Only Zeeves here. It's going to be Devilwalk with the triple. So numbers moving up 11-9. And it's again the winner of this. Oh, I don't know if we've even said it yet. The winner of this will face the winner of G Play and our Group C, which is still going to be decided via the match of Dignitas as well as LDLC Blue, I believe. Right, Chad?
Yeah, exactly. As we got now 2 ops on the field. Interesting. Twist and Schneider both picking up those weapons. I imagine one of them was retrieved from, one of them is Polly, so they were able to grab that, bring it into their hands, and it's going to be a mid-play here as they try and move up aggressively at White Box, and they do take down Devilwalk, and Polly finds a frag of his own as well, so quickly we got a 3-on-3 on our hands, and they're actually going to control this A bomb site. They've got a player, Jacob, actually currently inside of vents, and This could be a very dangerous position as Puff. Oh, he does check the vents and takes him down. Otherwise, that would have been a huge flank, but now
They
2
just
on
checked
3.
everything. I would have got hit by that guarantee. I would have died right there trying to get up mid. But now retaking with these 2 ops, not the best of weapons. Oh, Schneider can't hit the reaction shot, and Zentry's going to finish off the remaining 2. And that's the problem with those AWPs on the retake. Your trade potential isn't as good. If you get caught in a 1 versus 2 situation, you're done, unless you can find some cover, which generally isn't the case. So we usually see teams go for that double op setup once they've been losing a significant amount, that their normal rifle setup isn't working to the point where let's try something different because what we're doing isn't working. And for them to bust it out without losing any rounds is something we don't normally see.
And now I see 3 players posted up in mid here. 2 players with only some upgraded pistols on the CT side, and early Devilwalk, one of them, will go down as he was trying to play on mid-roof there. And Zendy with a nice flash, which does blind his teammate, but gets him into safety as Jacob has to fall off. What a shot, though. He re-peeks, takes down Zendy, and Twist now trying to battle with him, but he's going to go down as well. And that position just really favors the T, especially if you can escape, find your angle, and especially Twist being wide out in the open. He has to guess on where he's going to re-peek, and that just did not work out for them at all. Schneider now with the AWP in the back of the A site, and does have Poff with him. But I got a feeling as soon as LGB figures out anything in the form of locations of these players, they're just going to take this bomb over to the B-bomb site.
Yeah, I'll see if Poff here can get some intel. I'm sure Schneider would just like to save this AWP. Poff can go on the hunt a little bit. Nope, never mind. Jacob's going to quickly deal with him. So we'll see if Schneider can save his AWP here. A couple of LGB's members do have the monetary situation to go on the hunt for Schneider. I'm not sure if they know he has the AWP, if he's even fired this in the back. Now they know, as Jacob goes down, and this is going to instantly cue the rest of LGP to go on the prowl. Schneider here, maybe he could save his gun. If LGB splits up, I'm not so sure. So patient, only to just jump around the corner. Good timing, Schneider. And it's going to be all tied up here, 11-11. And LGB, it's like they're just slow starters. It seemed like Property, or X-Property, excuse me, starts off really strong, and then LGB just crawls their way back into the match.
Yeah, they seem to be figuring things out here as they now have 2 rounds in a row on their T side. And of course, it was a 9-6 finish at the end of the last half. So we have seen quite a bit of CT success. But now LGB, like you were stating, getting back in the driver's seat a little bit here. And they are going to play a bit of a slow default here. Jacob actually worried that they might boost over mid. And it's a good thing they're set up this way, as there's an eco coming out from the CT side. And we see Polly actually getting an op frag onto Poff as he tries to push up aggressively, little as he realized that was the only player over at that B-bomb. So the rest of the CTs, you've got one up in the gargoyle spot, or the shroud spot, whatever you'd like to call it. And we got Devilwalk over at the fence. And then Schneider and Twist both playing red box together. So it's a really potent setup if Molotovs don't rain in and that kind of thing. And at the moment, Sentry is the only one that's really poking towards this bomb site. Rubino is going to come over towards Squeaky. But again, I got a feeling as soon as they figure out anything is over here, they might just swap back over to that B-bomb site.
And that's the scary thing about figuring out these stacks, is it may look like just 2 players are there. Oh, they instantly check up top for Zendy. Now, well, I guess that's how it goes. But once you realize it's a stack, then you start checking everything. Yeah. It looked like numbers in their stack wanted to be a bit more passive with it, but with their player up top peeking, and then kind of forces everybody else to, just fell apart.
Yeah, fell apart, and now LGB, they got the round lead. It's 12-11. CTs will be able to buy up in this round. We got M4s across the board. It's decent nade sets. Poff actually can't afford a single nade. No fun for him. Actually, not a single kid either, so playing a little bit of deathmatch here. Can't really afford to let the bomb go down, as then it's going to be a bit of a time crunch. So Zendy playing on top of the red box inside of the A bomb site. Only one in this A bomb site in a very aggressive position. He's going to have to fall off as a flash comes in, and they just run dry into the site with 1 pop flash. what an interesting variation from LGB, and clearly
Yeah, it's so cool.
it caught the CTs off guard.
So cool from them, and it's something that you want to save once you condition your opponents a little bit to say, this is how we take A. We smoke here, we flash here, we isolate here, and then later on in the half, you just throw one pop flash and everybody runs in. And the way the CTs have been trying to set up that entire time now is no, because you're throwing something completely new at them. I just love what I'm seeing from LGB on their T side. And we see the remaining 3 CTs have made refuge inside of their spawn. And probably going to survive here. I don't know if it's wise if LGB to go for it, considering how many people the numbers have
they got
here.
So much money. I think they're just going to go for it, as they got like 14K on 2 of their players, over 8,000 on a couple. Yeah, I think that they just wanted to throw bodies in, and they ended up doing so. Didn't exactly strip away what they're hoping, but went for it anyhow.
They got change to throw.
It's the effort that matters, right? As LGB now up 13-11, and being that they saved those rifles, it really was critical for numbers, as they had enough to drop 2 FAMAS, but that's pretty much the extent of it. They do have a decent nade set as well, and early on we see Zaviz drops Poff over in B main. They're going to send Twist aggressively into A main, hoping to get something done here, as he actually pops open Squeaky. Rubino close on the other side of the door. He's going to peek out and takes off the head of Twist. Nice frag there, as now it's a 5-on-3, and once again, numbers at a big disadvantage.
And that door is paper thin. Zendy getting spammed through the door and then spammed from mid. Devil Walk's position now has been revealed. I'm surprised the rest of LGB isn't helping on to A here. I guess it is just a fake, as LGB is heading over towards B with the bomb. Schneider finds the back of Jacob, but numbers still think it's B, or excuse me, A. Rubino just chilling in the door, and I don't think he's leaving for quite some time. Now, numbers are going to realize the error. Now the bomb has been planted in B, but look at how worried they are about Rubino. They don't want to rotate without dealing with them first, and the amount of time he's wasting here is just phenomenal. Comes out the door, kills 2. Great job by Rubino, and that's exactly how you use that spot.
Yeah, exactly. Just make them focus still on where he got a frag earlier in the round, and he even gets more work done for it. Honestly, if he even just holds them there, he's done his job. He gets the frags on top of it. Fantastic. Now Devil Walk. Wow, they line up for him in A-main, and quickly he's going to frag every single T. So a 4K for Devil Walk. He's going to grab an op as well. Wow, what a lineup as he came out of A-main. I think Devil Walk's going to be happy about that. Maybe not so happy about the scoreline currently, as they are down. But that's a little bit of breath of fresh air, I feel.
Yeah, that may give them, looking at the economic situation of it, with those 3 frags in the end, if numbers do start their comeback, that's what, $12,000, maybe approaching $15,000 that he just made LGB waste. So that could definitely come back to haunt LGB a little bit, but it all starts with numbers winning this round. Going for the frag, Pauly, what? I was through the smoke in the head, barely saw him jumping into the smoke. Now Devil Walk all alone. This time he can't come up big. It's going to have to be Zendy to do so. Can't do it. Now Twist is up to bat here with the AWP from the spawn. And he's got to dwindle these numbers down so his teammate can move on in. That's going to be Pop coming through the middle here, but LGB just fantastic trades into the site.
And Twist, he gets blindsided as Zaviz still working highway. Puff will be able to trade. He's going to walk back towards truck, and he's in a very bad spot here. Rubino and Sentries has, honestly, a really nice crossfire, especially for where the bomb's planted. If Rubino, for some reason, does go down at quad, Sentries can play it really, really passive as that bomb plant way out in the open. So Puff is going to have to wait here, and I'm surprised he actually waited this close, as he has no money to to lose this weapon would be very unfortunate. Whereas on the T side, they could care less at this point. They've got Sentries with almost 16K. They've got so much money in their economy. Much different in the situation, but numbers, of course, gonna force up. LGB 1 away from putting away map number 1, and second map of the best of 3, it is going to be Inferno, which is numbers map choice. This one is LGB's, so obviously you want to pick up your own map choice, and again, LGB 1 round away.
This could be it. We shall see. Numbers here, what's the strat for them? Just looking to go for some counterplay early in the past few rounds. Now, this time, the aggression is going to be at mid from them. LGB Not going to go for anything out of the ordinary this round. Just setting up a little default here. Got Jacob up top. Ooh, eats a bullet to the brain. Or not to the brain, to the helmet. As if it was his brain, he'd be dead. So not dead just yet. And LGB, now what do they do after this? They haven't got anything at mid. Now, it looks like they're going to set up for an A take here. Bomb's still over towards the B side, so just kind of working their way into A a little bit, trying to get some information, perhaps even a kill onto numbers. But now, after making their presence known inside of the A main, now it looks like they want to boost up mid and eventually go for a mid to B here.
Yeah, Sentry's waiting for smoke or something. I think Rubino just tossed one over towards Z connector. So yeah, he will smoke off connector. Means that now Sentry's, as soon as he peeks up, doesn't really need to check that. He'll be focused more on white box, as Twist is actually currently residing there. And here we go. They decide to go for this B-bomb site play, and it's Schneider to get traded off immediately. And there we go. Twist tries to rotate over towards Vents, gets caught out as Sentries takes him down. Rubino with another one onto Puff, and Sentries taking down Devil Walk in mid. Zendy, last one alive, 1v3, does not have a kit. He's going to flash through heaven, and it looks like he's going to rotate around. The only downside to this is Sentries and Polly, they're both in a position where they could hear him a mile. How did they not hear him? He was running the entire way. Okay, Polly goes down, and so does Sentries. So, Rubino, 1v1. Can he close it out here? He had a huge showing in the first pistol round. It'd be great for him to close it out, and
Nope.
It's going to be a nice headshot. Rubino comes up big, as 16-11 will be our first map score line. LGB picking it up. Next map.